Very good thing, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Epic Gaming Television, and you are now watching HoNTour Southeast Asia G League Cycle 3. And yes, it's between ImpE and aMQ. I'm Babael. With me is Lark.
What's up, guys? Been a long time. Had a good weekend. Can't wait to cast some games. aMQ versus Impunity Earth. Very nice to see that Anti-Moon Queen is finally in the top 4 position. Currently in the G League table. So it's good to see that they've come a long way so far in the current G League. And of course, Impunity Earth with that huge win against Myth S2Y. It really boosted them up in kind of like a draw. I guess I can consider it a draw with this Myth S2. So I'm really interested to see what both these teams can bring to the table.
Yeah, so the table now nicely showing the screen there. They're both tied at 26 points each. aMQ is at 21, but that's a little scary because aMQ is just a little bit behind, rather 1 point in front of the Master and MRR. So they need to work hard to retain his spot, which is why today's game is just so important for both teams. Now we're going to talk a little bit more into this game because the game is well underway. And the draft now just nicely beginning. We do have the hidden, as in the first, not hidden anymore, but the first banning phase nicely completed. That's Tempest, Moon Queen, Keeper, Fate, which means that there is no big wombo combo possibility going on. There's still the Flux as well as the Engineer that's still available. But both of them actually, very importantly to note, is that aMQ opting for the Sandwraith pick first. They want to give that to CY, who is also the best feeder in this game. So he would be IGN the best feeder. He is going to be your carry Sandwraith if I'm not wrong. And talking about dual guns for Wild West, counterpart there, Muscle Arm's going to get picked up, but Engineer still not yet. Is Impunity Earth going to give that Engineer over to aMQ? That's the biggest question. But they do pick up their own Pestilence first, and that's a huge statement also.
Yeah, I'm not so sure as to why they decided to pick Pestilence first pick. It's very interesting to me. There's a lot of things they could pick up. Like, usually you like to go for that early hard supports first in the drafting stage because just like how international HoN scene works, a lot of these teams prefer to pick up the supports first, and then only like the mid lane heroes later, and then your carries and such after that. Because it just means that having that main support there really allows for a lot of space for, or a lot of room for your teammates. It seems like they're gonna go for the Oluna pickup instead of Engineer. I think they definitely should have actually picked up the Engineer because that would help them a lot more. If Engineer gets a good field off, Pestilence has a field day running around with his what was it called again? The flight, and what is this? Could just run all across the map and just deal harass to the entire team. Just throw out impale stuns. Unfortunately, we won't see Pestilence Master of Arms lane, which is very strong in my opinion. With that, with the acid bomb and the impale, as to how Pestilence skills is all physical. But yeah, Engineer nicely picked up by Legion team, and that just adds to much more of their team fight because now they can have that roaming Sandwraith with the defensive capabilities of Master of Arms and the lockdown from Engineer.
Yeah, and that's really scary. Speaking about them, dual guns from Wild West, my favorite term to coin both MOA and Engineer because both of them are just so weaponry. We have both of them on Team Legion, and that is aMQ. Now, will Impunity of suffer from this? I do believe they have got a lot to answer to that. Now, they do have the Luna being picked up, and I think that Anduin Green, also known as Trinity previously, he is looking at interesting drafts this game and playing the jungle role, going for filler straight out in this game. It's a little bit different from the previous strategy that Impunity Earth normally brings about, but we all know that Ophelia plus a Luna in this jungle is one of Impunity Earth's strongest strategy. The main reason they picked Ophelia right now is because they don't want it to be banned out in the second banning phase. They still have got a carry that's unaddressed, and that we might see a Dampier, we might see a Revenor, we don't know about those just yet, but the Dark Lady and the Scout is going to be banned out by Zerg Rush. And Rally and Pebbles, they know that Team aMQ doesn't have much mid-game presence, so they, as in mid-lane presence, sorry, so that's why they ban out their main heroes like Rally, Pebbles, and maybe the left can go along with Prison 945. I'm not so sure if aMQ runs the lineup very strongly, but do note that I know that Wang Wang, also known as Ownage Juice in this game, he would be very strong on the Magmas, just as I was about to say that, and also one other one is more Rexes, but oh no, it's pleasant surprise indeed. It's gonna be Jeremiah.
Yeah, it's just one of those picks that sometimes you just throw out there in your draft. It kind of tilts the team a bit, throws them off course. They're like, oh, oops, well, okay, guys, suddenly we have to deal with Jeremiah. Okay, there are a lot of things that they can still do with this, depending on what they decide to go for. If they're gonna run a dual support here, either the carry or the dual support can actually go for that Null Fire Blade to really cancel out the what do you call this? The protective charm coming out from Jersey, so that shouldn't be much of an issue. But early game, it can be very devastating, seeing as to how you can have a Jersey go in, shield the Sandwraith, and then have like the blue buff on Sandwraith, and Sandwraith just goes in and goes all ham. Unless he wants to, avoid damage from physical, then we'll just have the defensive master's call onto himself while Sandwraith just ports in. But it seems like Lucky's gonna get his Dampier, man, and was about to talk about that actually. Not seeing it being banned out is kind of interesting to me, because Lucky and the Dampier is just really, really good.
That's one thing to note of, really, and also the fact that I do believe that aMQ is not really following the series of Impunity of, so the draft for this game might be a little bit hard for them. But it's a little bit disappointing if I were to say that, and again, it's a huge ass assumption from my part. I do apologize for that, but it is still an assumption nonetheless, because I was counting Dampier to be banned out by Zerg Rush, but they still decide to go for Wild Soul, very legit ban. Scout also very legit, but I mean, the Dark Lady on Impunity doesn't seem to happen so frequently these days, so not really sure why they decided to ban it. It could be because of themselves, which now they are about to nicely reveal. They might be thinking of heroes that, the Sandwraith can't win in the late game, or might have a little bit of trouble winning. So that's why they ban out the Dark Lady, Scout, and Wild Soul, all of which can pose a bit of a challenge to the Sandwraith, so that could be the main reason. So with that said, aMQ might be looking at dragging this past to the very late game stage, where, Dampier, there's just so much you can really do in the late game, In the middle game, yeah, it's really scary. And with a behemoth, it's a great fat cow that's gonna come to Team Legion.
Yeah, that's an interesting pickup in my opinion, though, because the behemoth is gonna be played as definitely gonna be played as that secondary support. Master of Arms is gonna be the main support over there. Oh, actually,
Yep.
maybe not. Okay, so Wang Wang's going to be playing a mid Behemoth. Now, that's very interesting. The only other time where I've actually seen Behemoth played in the middle lane was back when Complexity used to run it, and if I'm not mistaken, B-Kid used to run the Behemoth, and it actually does work to some extent, but I don't think it's really that viable for their lineup, because usually you'd like to pick up the Behemoth when you're going against a lot of creeps to deal with, like, what do you call this, like, Keeper Dogs, Tempest, a lot of the push. And the thing is, they banned out the Wild Soul, so they don't need to worry so much about the push coming out from Halberd team. Yes, they do still have the Ophelia, but this is more of like a gank-oriented team, because they have that Pestilence and that whole pickup there, together with that Luna Red Power Trio. So there's a lot of gank potential coming out from Halberd team. And I think if Dampier is able to snowball in the early start and win his lane, he can transition very, very nicely. He doesn't even need to really sit behind and farm if he wants to. Like, he can pick up a lot of the heroes from Legion team because they're very squishy. The Engineer, Master of Arms, Behemoth, all very squishy targets.
Let's get it on.
Oh, a little bit of a lag there going on, but that's okay. So game is well on the way here, and I'm just interested to see that team. I'm just happy, and it kind of intrigues me to see the bubbles being picked up on this lineup for Team Impunity. I do believe that being on Zarina Tara, it could be in the Suicide, or maybe even in short lane. I mean, Impunity is a team that just shuffle this around so well. We all just don't really know what exactly is up in their mind there. By the way, guys, nice little surprise for you guys. There's a GIF animation playing at the bottom left of the screen. If you do like it, please let me know. You can send me more GIF animations. This is Epic Gaming Television, and we just like to bring you a lot of funny stuff. That said, though, we are just looking at this game here. Very nice to see both aMQ and Impunity of. And with the fat cow in this lineup, I mean, aMQ with Behemoth, it's a little tad scary as well as greedy. You see a lot of AoE wombo combo. You see the Behemoth tying nicely with the Engineer as well as the Jerziah. And I do see a lot of pickoffs there. But the main problem really is the fact that they don't have something to hold people in place. And that could be a bit of a problem. All five of them now going to nicely walk into the Hellborn jungle, just to see a really nice, sexy-looking vampire. That's the Dampier, and oh my god, the first stun as well as the CAC is going to connect very nicely. Desert, because also Dampier in a lot of trouble. He doesn't have Terrorize. He's got nothing there, really. And the bubble's actually not going to come in. Nice Shell Surf, but he's not going to commit to that. They're stretching aMQ's line really thin here, but they are just not compromising anything to it. Do note that they've already wasted a little bit of their mana onto the skills there, so they should have just gone in. I am not really sure why. But again, Impunity is playing a really passive lineup, and lucky he is lucky. That's about it. Yeah, and before we go too much into the analysis, let's just introduce this place as well as team. We've got Anti-Moon Queen, and he is going to, as in this team, is going to be on the Legion side. They're from Malaysia, and they're in the current 4th standing in the entire G League. We got Zergrush, and that's the captain as well as Drafter. He is going to be playing as your MOA. Jeremiah going to be on the best feeder. We got Sok, and that's going to be your engineer. We also got Hyore. Oh, I give up, man.
Call him Ya.
Yar. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's gonna be your Sandwraith. I do believe that that is the carry, and he was previously Handler Baby. We do have Onage Juice, and that's gonna be known as Wang Wang from Orange back in 2012, and that's gonna be your Behemoth in the middle lane. Meanwhile, on Hellbound team, we got Impudia from Singapore, and we do have Anduin Rain. That's gonna be the Drafter, and he's gonna be Pestilence, previously known as Trinity. We got Zarina Tara gonna be in his off lane, and he is gonna be your Bubbles. We do have Fur, and he is the support Luna. Lucky on the signature Dampier, I can call his signature right now. Rumtu, also known as Impromptu, with the current tag inside. He's gonna be your Ophelia. That being said, now Lucky is looking for a little bit of a gank potential with Luna coming to this lane here, but nothing really gets done.
Yeah, and actually Luna just pulls the lane over there. You see the middle lane, Pestilence will have a very hard time against bottom lane. A lot of action onto Bubbles, but yeah, middle lane will be fairly difficult for Pestilence. But as long as he's able to pick up his early boots and bottle, then he should be alright, because he can always gank around all across the map with his flight ability. I do believe flight is about a 45-second cooldown, so it's quite useful in the early start. Just having a Luna here against this Jeremiah and Dampier just allows for that snowball advantage for Dampier. You see already a lot of harass onto Jeremiah, and that's just really what they need to go for. You see Dampier's gonna go for more of the farming route because he went for the Bloodthirst passive at level 2, so he's just gonna look towards just camping this top side and just continuously farming as fast as possible. And I think it's alright, but there will have to be a time where he has to transition out the jungle, because their team is running with an Ophelia and Dampier against a Sandwraith, so they gotta be a little bit careful.
Yep, and on the south side of this entire map, we do have that Zerinatar having a little bit of trouble against this Sandwraith, but really his objective here is not to just farm. Not really to farm, sorry, it's more or less to just get levels and see how it goes, but he does have 4 crit kill and 4 crit deny, so that's gonna slow Sandwraith a little bit there. And nice future by Behemoth in the mid lane, but doesn't get any kill on the Pestilence because he's still a strength hero, pretty much tanky. And now gonna try and rush for the Refreshment Rune, which I do believe that he's gonna get it very quickly. Lucky Mino on the top lane. I mean, it's really passive gaming so far in. And Impudia, I mean, the last time I interviewed them, they are more inclined to play a passive game in a important match, and you've seen that against Orange Esports, where they play jungle, they play passive, and it didn't really work out. But this is aMQ, man, and this team may not have the amount of aggressiveness we see from Orange Esports.
Yeah, I mean, Impunity to Earth is just try to. I feel like sometimes they do kind of try different strategies during tournament matches, if I'm not mistaken. Like, I think there were a couple of matches where they tried to do something different, and then it ended up not working into their favor. But I mean, it's nothing to take away from them, because at least they're still going to get some practice against these teams, and it allows them to really practice on different lineups. I really like when a team has a lot of diversity in their heroes, because it just means you can't really tell what they're going to go for in terms of Team5 bottom lane though. And
yeah, bottom lane, I'm already here, and we're just looking at Bubbles try and run away there. He does definitely have got a shell stuff, so that's going to make sure that Bubbles ultimately is going to be fine. And I mean, so far in about 4 minutes up already, but still no kill, and that's pretty intriguing to see here. Lark, let's just walk through this. If both teams play to the very late stages, who's going to win this game?
There is a high possibility that Legion team would win, middle lane, okay. Because they have the Jeremiah, which is, his ultimate is just so strong. The Soul's Blessing in late stages, when most of your team members have a, a shrunken head, you're not gonna have enough DPS coming out from the Hellborn team, because you look at the heroes, a lot of them are magical. The only thing that they have physical right now is the Pestilence with that Swarm ability, but even then, that's like banking on only Pestilence and Dampier to do the most of the work for you. Like when he uses that Shrunken Head, you're not gonna be able to get stuns off. You're not gonna be able to do anything. And then on top of the Soul's Blessing, it just kind of negates that extra added ability coming up from this Pestilence. So definitely hope that Hellborn team can straight away set up a gank whenever they can, and it's all gonna come down towards this middle lane when Pestilence hits the level 6 and gets his boots, so they can start roaming around and picking off kills. I want to say that the warding command from Hellborn team is very passive, because as you can see right here, a lot of ward of sights being placed in their own jungle to prevent any ganks happening. They really want to make sure that Dampier gets his farm, because it's so important for him.
Meanwhile, middle lane, the Fat Cow goes up against the Bug, and Bug is having a really good time against this Beamer, but there goes the flight, and the stun's gonna cancel the regeneration. Here comes the MOE, maybe a stun is gonna land in play here, but that means that no kill is gonna ensue on the Beamer. Meanwhile, top lane, we do have a little bit of chip damage onto the Dampier. Lucky there is just waiting for this level 6, and now that he has got it, or rather just got it, we might be able to see some action from the top lane. But it's also nice to know that Ophelia has rotated to the middle lane. The Skeleton King is going to be in play here. Pestilence is just roaming in the middle lane a little bit too much, swimming about to just bait in this Behemoth, maybe looking for a good combo, and maybe down Leoric is going to be in play. Skeleton King, or rather Pestilence, lands the first stun first, and nice stun from Skeleton King. Behemoth looking for a great future, he gets it up, but Ophelia goes down. That's a missed micromanagement there again, but just stretching to stop a little bit too teen if you ask me, that Ophelia shouldn't be standing in a position really.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing about a Behemoth. You gotta be careful with the way you're gonna gank him, because you always get off position if he gets a huge fissure off. Yeah, it's kind of like a 50-50 risk if you're thinking about, like, you know, should I go in towards this angle because he might not hit me, or middle lane, Master of Arms just taking a bit of rest, but yeah. Yeah, I mean, you should always be aware of when a cow is around, because this cow has the coolest avatar right now, and he's doing a lot of work. He's level 5 already. Once he sorry. Once he hits level 6, he can like go up to the top lane, set up a gank, or you know, just straight up go for a push, because they have a lot of team fight presence.
Yep, they do, and it's nice to see very animalistic instincts coming from both sides of this game. 6 minutes 40 seconds up already. 1.3k goal advantage for Team aMQ. As in Team ImpE, sorry, and that's Hellborn team. For some reason, they did give up the Bloodlust, but I mean, they're still yards in front, and I do believe it's because of the farming potential. Let's just cross refer there a little bit. GPM right now, it seems like Lucky is having a really good farm. Wow, 46 crit kill, 24 crit deny. This is record high for him, I do believe. And 7 minutes in against the Jerzai, there's really nothing Jerzai could really do against him, and that means the Jerzai has just relegated all the way down to this Legion jungle to try and get out a little bit of a miserable farm. But that means Lucky is just free to free farm, and that is gonna bite back in aMQ's ass if this happens for a really long time at a middle lane, as in the mid game.
Yeah, they're actually forced to go jungle, and that's not what you really want to have happen to your offlane hero, because it's just doing so damn well. I mean, it has to tie in a lot to the success because of the Aluna, but I want to talk about bottling, because Tazrina Tara has been doing a really good job. He's already level 6, he can look towards setting up a gank. I think he just wants to get one more extra level, and probably even finish up an item before setting up a gank somewhere, maybe in mid or something like that, because...
Illusion?
Yeah,
Pestilence, microing Illusion to try and pick off the win career there.
Yeah, it's really funny. But yeah, I mean, what is this? Like Bubbles, he has the kelp field available, can definitely
wow, great fissure. Look at that. Yeah. This is world class fissure, because it just blocks out the entire upstream, and there's no further support coming up from the Hellborn team. But again, because he's by himself, he wouldn't be able to get a kill on Pestilence. Plus the fact that he's a melee hero, so if he walks all the way up there, he does have the heavy weight though, and the heavy weight plus the enrage is gonna result in a small little mini stun. But even then, it's gonna be in range of Pestilence, huge stun, and that is a impale, and that's pretty hard to work with. Now it seems like Legion is gonna come in for a little bit of a gank potential, maybe a stun from the cow, but the cow doesn't want Bug.
Yeah, I mean, even if he gets a stun off, they can't really follow up, because he's gonna have to run in first, and usually with the Behemoth Fissure, you if not placed properly, you can actually push him to another side, and you'll just have to, you know, run one whole round. But yeah, a Legion team is wasting a lot of time by rotating the heroes, trying to set up ganks when they can't really. And because of the rotation from top lane, you look at Dampier, level 8 already. Chalice and Ghost marches on top of Iron Shield finish, setting at 400 gold per minute. I hope he goes for the first item of a Light Brand and not the Rune Cleaver in this match. Maybe Rune Cleaver could be useful, but I definitely feel that he should go for Grimoire of Power, no doubt, because it's just such a good farming tool, and it will allow for him to do a lot of magical burst DPS to this Legion team in the early start. Because this Jerzai, he can, yeah, it's kind of difficult to deal with Jerzai, but it's only one target that has magic immunity.
Okay, I'm just gonna point this out right now. Zarina Tara has over leveled the Sand Wraith in the off lane of the Hellborn, and that's gonna be the lane down south. And against Sand Wraith, also known as ER, he is having a lot of, yeah, it's a lot of damage there onto the Sand Wraith, and I mean, Engineer hasn't been really doing a good job here. Sok is, I mean, they didn't manage to box out that Bubbles, and Meanwhile, on the flip side, the top lane Dampier jumps in for kill potential on the Jersey. Maybe the protective charm might be used, but no, it seems like it's gonna be the heal there. Inner Light, and even force to pop the LD. Maybe a stun's gonna be in play. There is no protective and not enough mana for that, and he gets the kill. But is Sanriv gonna come up? That's the question. He doesn't want to because he knows that that's not gonna end up well. And I mean, so far in Beauty of Man, the last I checked, Dampier 46 crit kill, but now 79, almost doubled there.
He's
What is
really
Bubbles
farming
doing
fast.
with the Calfield? Might want to go in this time around. Oh, doesn't land the hit onto the as in the Calfield. Sorry, the shell surf onto the Sand Wave, so doesn't want to go in.
I think that's kind of a waste of ulti in my opinion. But at least it will kind of offer some harass and give him even that much more advantage in lane to just do whatever he needs to, like farm and take EXP. He's really crushing this bottom lane, this off lane that is. And Sanrief, I'm surprised that he's losing pretty hard. But yeah, coming back to the top lane, really good rotation coming up from Ophelia and good micro with the creeps there to pick up the kill. Even seeing the Luna coming in, it looked kind of funny because Luna was like just running around and then not doing anything, and then it eventually used his spells. Master Farm's actually doing triple stack small camp right here. Should be a little bit more careful because he has that swarm.
Oh wow, he just wiped them out.
Yep, but Bubbles, you see Bubbles.
Bubbles got caught by the fog lightning, so that's a little bit unfortunate there. Would have been able to get a kill on the MOE if he wasn't caught out there. But really, Anduin, it all boils down to the Swarm on Anduin. It is just so effective. It really spots out the entire Legion team, and it's like a mini spy cam, and it just works so well there.
Yep, you see Dampier's item. He went for Blessed Orb. Don't really agree with the item pickup. Should just go for straight up Light Brand first so they can farm even that much for faster. But seeing as to how he's in this lane, and he's really focusing on just staying in the lane, making sure it never goes out of equilibrium, so I guess going for the glowstone is pretty alright until he finishes the entire light brand because he doesn't want to push down that lane. So still pretty, yeah, still pretty alright in my opinion. We'll have a lot of the
Anduin getting baited here, and the charge shot's gonna connect nicely. Fissure also gonna be in play, but it's not the right corner really. This time around, a little bit of a misplay by the behemoth, but that's okay. It's a pretty tough angle to just land the fissure, even though with the charge shot being used there by the MOE. But that being said, Anduin really is doing a good job. He's gonna spot the MOE now. It's revenge, sweet. Oh baby, good revenge. He goes down. MOE, you stun me, you're gonna pay for a price. But that's DD in play, and that's double damage.
Yeah.
So it's pretty scary to see that also.
Plus Swarm, and I think there was a Gore proc on the first hit, so just pretty good for him. RNG gods in favor, and he's gonna get Portal Key really soon, so that's gonna be the deciding factor in this mid stage of the game. Bottom lane, wow, Bubble's just doing a lot of harassing into Sanrief. This Pestilence, man, once he picks up that Portal Key, just gonna transition into something like a Shrunken Head into a
Top lane.
what is it? Yeah,
Dampier saying hi to the Charizard. I thought he was gonna jump him again, but he knows that. I mean, this Dampier. I mean, Lucky knows for sure that there's no point in wasting mana when you can't get a kill. Most players would just jump in there, but he knows for sure that there's no real need to because there's nothing a Charizard could do against him also, and he doesn't have any backup. No way of getting the kill, so don't waste any mana.
Yep, and you okay, never mind. Pestilence is just I'm really looking like very close to Pestilence because once he hits that 2.1k, I wonder if he's gonna pick up for a straight Portal Key and then look towards porting somewhere and then setting up a gank. We see already though, like Lucky and Aluna are actually rotating around, so maybe they're gonna switch lanes here and try to pick up a kill. Okay, maybe not. Okay, so it looks like they're gonna take triple stack Ancient, so wow, okay, that's just gonna boost Dampier's farm that much more. He's already sitting at 1.8k gold, that's insane. And Ophelia finished his Astral Liberty, so Impunity Earth, they have all the items they need to really take a team fight now.
Yeah, and well, about kind of shit luck, or rather Lucky playing his Dampier, we didn't mention that, you know, he might actually be thinking that going for the light brand may not be something that would be a little bit too greedy in some sense, because in case aMQ puts forward a little bit of a gank. But now it doesn't really matter because he still has got 2.1k gold in the bank yet again. So that means that he's gonna have a very quick and easy. In fact, once he finishes up this last hit, it should be about near 2.6k. Yeah, he should have a free Grimoire already. Just 14 minutes in, Grimoire of power on this guy. Well, 501 GPM, man. Somebody's gonna have to bid this.
Yeah, I mean he's gonna have to take out another. He needs another 200 gold if I'm not mistaken. Then he can. Okay, maybe not. 400 more gold. Yeah, then he'll have his Grimoire of power. But even then, he can always rotate to the jungle, continue farming. As you can see, continue farming top. I'm not too sure. He might actually even, in fact, go for a Portal Key after the this Scribble of Power, or he could even go for Invisibility if he really wants to. Behemoth does have a portal key, by the way, though. I don't
Yep.
think we talked about that. So he's actually kind of like the saving grace for his team right now. If there is a team fight, Engineer goes in, or if they try to compile into Engineer, he gets a good energy field off. He can like just jump in on at least like 2 to 3 heroes and probably set up a kill onto both of them.
Yeah, that's big. I mean, the difference between Behemoth as well as kind of Shilak's Dampier is the fact that Lucky has been farming, but Behemoth he has been saving. You know, it's just like it doesn't have much gold, doesn't have much farm, but he just saves a lot. He just stand about 52
Oh
per
my
kill,
god.
but look at that. Meanwhile, yeah, missed micromanagement again coming from Ophelia. Could have gotten the kill easily, but there is no Skeleton King stun, so.
He could have. Plus, Pestilence was already running over, and he does have his portal key already. He purchased actually the bottom side shop. Oh, middle lane though.
Yep, it seems like the entire aMQ squadron is here, trying to push down the middle lane, but are we able to see any form of defense coming from Impurity? I do believe that they are in position already, but do they want to commit to this is the biggest question, because they don't have Dampier, and Dampier, he does not have a slot for a portal key as in a homecoming stone, so there's no way he could come here quickly enough, unless of course he puts aside his log hatchery, which I do think he's about to do, but then again, he's not
Yes, a TP
thinking
area.
about that, yeah. Yep, it's just going into in because he just completed the Grim of Power, so that's fine. He does also have got a homecoming stone, and doing is taking a little bit of a shelter at Kongo's house, saying hi to the big ape.
Bottom lane.
Not gonna reach him. Meanwhile, bottom lane now, it seems like, oh my god, Zarina Tara, nice take cover, last clutch there, and here comes, oh my god, Anduin misplayed it, didn't land a stun, and he should have just spotted in there, but he didn't use the portal key clutch enough. And Zarina Tara, I mean, he does have only
Yeah.
1 point in the take cover, and that is really regrettable, because you should have at least 2 points in, basically, to just make a really good take cover, but just 1 point, man, it doesn't really save you.
I felt that's a big misplay from Trinity. He had even a haste rune. He could have easily killed middle lane though.
Oh, yep. Yeah, Cow goes down. That's all I see. And Engineer now looking to do something, but only level 5. No energy.
Wow.
And that's a triple takeout there. All 3 aMQ going down quickly. And what is Aluna doing?
Yeah, that was kind of funny to see. But yeah, that Grimoire came into play already, and this was talking about like if he gets that snowball farm, it's gonna be very difficult to come back into this because their team is mid lane aggressiveness. Here you go.
Oh, nice stun right by past the Anduin win there and looking for a kill there. And yes, it's gonna go to Anduin win nonetheless. But still, we're just looking at Lucky, and his items is really mad. Still has got 2k gold. It's like every single time I take my eyes off him, and in 5 minutes I put my eyes back there, and you see quickly 2k gold in the bank. It's always in the damn bank, you know. It's like something that he has got. He's just printing money like the Federal Bank.
Printing money like what? Yeah, but I think he's gonna go for a portal key next. Definitely can go for that item for even much more initiation. Like the rest of his team, like the reason I said he could go even for a invisibility is because he has a lot of initiation on his team already. But he's just gonna go for portal key, so that's like still a good pickup in my opinion. Actually sold the the chalice off, and it's not like he really needs that anymore because he does have the Grim of Power. But his next item could probably even be a shrunken head into even a null fire blade just to kind of cancel out Jersey. But you saw right there the power of the Grim of Power against this the power of the Grim of Power against this behemoth. Like behemoth has no
Lark, you can't do this, man.
yeah, it has no what do you call it? He has no mystic vestments, and he has like no stat item except for the minor totem, so he's gonna get bursted out every single time. Damn
And
piercing.
right now, aMQ looking for extra kill to make Su from Zarina. They're just really hungry, and he gets killed. Even Behemoth releasing the big ass fart just to make sure the kill is done. But orange juice, there. Getting the kill, so that's very nice. Meanwhile, Impurity of not coming in play just yet. They have an illusion on this Pestilence, and that's not really the real thing, but he is going to be doing something, and Dampier is going to be around also. Dampier, he does have the portal key, so he is going to be looking for a huge pot in to pick up, I mean, anyone at all from Team aMQ. Well, all 5 of them going to just stick like glue, and they know that Team Hellborn doesn't really have any AoE except for Dampier's huge ass terrorize. But it's going to be a deny on the tower, and that's a little bit sad to see.
Yeah, it's a good deny there coming from Hellborn team. At least they're not giving up free towers, and they committed all 5 heroes bottom, didn't get tower. Yes, they got a kill into Bubbles, but that's a Bubbles who already has portal key, so it doesn't really matter as much. They're gonna run into Pestilence Illusion, even using charge shots. Quite funny there. But yeah, I mean, Pestilence is already sitting at 1.2k gold, can go for the Mighty Blade. I hope he picks just buy the Mighty Blade. Like having that extra strength means you have more HP, and more damage. Like just having that item itself is really good. But he's gonna go for a Mystic Vestments, I believe. So still okay. Oh no, actually no. He went for Homecoming Stones. Top lane though. My bad. I actually missed that action there.
Yeah, that's okay.
Nothing
But
much
Lucky is gonna be able to just pick up the kill on the best feeder. That's also his laning counterpart. But 20 minutes up really soon, and we just look at 3 to 7 here. 12k goal advantage from Impunity. They are just, I would say that they've pretty much got this game well in their bag already, unless of course Senrave, by some huge stroke of luck, gets a huge goal found. As in he found a huge treasure chest somewhere, because he's just very far behind. Look at his item. Look at his item, man.
Yeah, he's only seeing an Energizer, doesn't even have any defensive items yet. He really needs a Shrunken Head against his Hellborn team. He has the Firebrand finish already, so at least he will have that to work with to kind of farm a little bit.
Pot in there by and doing win, and it seems like the kill might be happening here. Yes, Lucky is gonna nom taking out really quickly. But now Pestilence is in a lot of trouble. He's just looking around away. Sandry might be able to get a kill or not. The huge impel from below the ground is going to be just come up, and we'll be able to make sure that there is no kill on this buck here. So, I mean, talk about something that just is damn irritating. Pestilence is going to be staying alive throughout this entire ordeal, and 21 minutes can be out really soon, but he doesn't need to drag this beyond 40 minutes. I mean, if it drags beyond 40 minutes, maybe aMQ might have a shot at this.
Yep, bottom they're gonna get tower, but Bubbles is gonna survive, I think. Yeah, he's Mortal Key up, so there's no way this Sandrift is gonna catch him. But yeah, really good gank coming out from Hellborn team at the top lane, because they went in and they didn't have any casualties, and that has to tie into the fact that Engineer, he didn't throw off the energy field. If he did that, it would definitely have picked up the kill onto Pesta, so kind of a big misplay there from him to kind of save that ultimate. He should have just used it when he had a chance. Behemoth might die again here at the top lane.
Yep, here goes Lucky, and just gonna bite him. That's all you need to do, really. He doesn't have enough mana. If not, I'm pretty sure he would even try and opt for a kill on the Engineer. But I mean, he's just terrorizing the entire Hellborn Legion team right now, and even doing win, just picking up the carry. And that's the carry again. And I just keep saying this because you shouldn't let your carry go down as much as possible, and that's Yar. Sure, Yar.
Yeah.
Should be, maybe it's a silent hitch, I don't know, but there goes the Pestilence again looking for a kill, and Zergrush in a lot of trouble, and Zergrush now lands a crit stun on the Pestilence, but Pestilence, it doesn't have to take flight anymore for the next 5 seconds. Even the Kek is going to be in play here. Meanwhile, top lane, it's going to be Babael, and he's just going to feed this game, I do believe. Yep, it's going to go down also. A little sad to see that he used to be CY, but now he's Babael feeder.
That was funny because Bubbles actually wasted his ulti there using the kelp field when the shield was still up. Not really necessary, like not the biggest of deals as well, because they're so far ahead in this game already. 18.5k gold, 21.3k EXP advantage in favor of Hellborn. So just using the kelp field there, yeah, it just means that they won't be able to push in much more aggression, but still they're so far ahead. And I think Dampier just straight up right click the null stone. Yeah, he does. Yeah. I don't really agree with the item pickup, because it's not as necessary. Just go for a Shrunken Head would be even better into something like a in this kind of situation, even a Frostwolf Skull would be pretty good into a Wing Bow.
Yeah, and well, in fact, the Seraph is going to come in to pick up kill on Fur, so Fur is going to go down. Last clutch, second pot away, but will not get it done. And he's going to go down. Meanwhile, Lucky picks up own issues on the flip side of the map, and you know, stuff just happens so quickly that it's pretty hard to catch any Dampier kills unless it's whatever before.
Yeah, I mean, Dampier is just one of those heroes that
burst machine there, but Pestilence might get a 3-man stun. He gets it done, and now Zergrush is gonna be out of trouble, and he does have a little bit of a help there, and it seems like it's gonna be a big pot away, knowing that that's gonna be an energy field there. And now Ophelia gonna be a little bit of trouble, but it doesn't really matter because here comes Dampier, and the raid boss of this game is gonna be here just fine. And maybe even Zergrush goes down, and that's gonna be fine. Also now Sock looking around away, but Sock is just gonna go down, and there goes Sock. It's just gonna go down also. So 24 minutes could be out really soon. 4:15. Ladies and gentlemen, this game pretty much done.
That was insane. Yeah, that's definitely a conceit there. That's the power of Dampier. You gotta ban that shit out like when you're gonna face against Imperial, because if you give Lucky that snowball farm like we saw there, that's a good example as to why you ban out Dampier. I mean, not even against Trinity Earth, like in general, like that hero is just so damn amazing with his burst potential and his farm capabilities. He farms so fast in the game, like he has an inbuilt life steal that is just insane, and his spells are like super fast cooldowns and can instantly take out a creep wave with like even the power of a Grim of Power. With the power of a Grim, God, I can't stop that. But yeah, it's just really good coming up for Impunity Earth.
Yeah, and I mean, so far going to this game, Lucky, just to let you guys know, he does have 865 XP per minute, 662 gold per minute. Wow. In fact, almost 3 times that of Team Legion and almost double that of Yar or Roya because it's a silent H. So Roya is
Actually, I mean, say, why don't we just call him Roy?
you want to call him Ya, so I'll just stick with that. But you want to call him Roy now, okay? Roya, just gonna call him Roya. So Roya,
Roy, I'll just call him Roy. It's like the easiest thing.
Roy.
Most common name ever.
Roy. I'm just gonna call him the hero. So Sand Wraith is standing at about 296 GPM, and that's pretty much half of that of Lucky. And really, you're just gonna have to ban out the Dampier or address it like Orange Spot did. Orange Spot just, you know what, you want a Dampier, I'll just give you that. It doesn't really matter. We have a lot of aggressiveness in us, and they just play really well with dual support. And I do get what aMQ is trying to do. They are planning for a big wombo combo, but really, the main problem with the previous game was the fact that they didn't get anything done in the top lane. They didn't get anything done in the middle lane, and you've got 2 heroes there, so that's a waste of resources. So not killing Anduin Reen, not killing Trinity, not killing that's the same guy by the way. Also not allowing Roya, or rather Roy, to not get any farm at all down south against that of the Bubbles. That's proving to be a little bit too much of a mistake for them. So that's it. We hope you guys enjoy our cast. We'll be back with Game 2 really soon. This is Babael. With me is Lark, and we hope you guys enjoy that. See you guys in a short while. Bye-bye.